Well, Governor Garcia and I have reached an agreement today that addresses all of these issues. Governor Garcia has begun and will continue enhanced border security enforcement measures on the Nuevo Leon side of the border, both at ports of entry and alongside the Rio Grande River, to prevent illegal immigration from Nuevo Leon into Texas. That increase in border security on the Nuevo Leon side will continue going forward. And since Nuevo Leon has increased its security on its side of the border, the Texas Department of Public Safety can return to its previous practice of random searches of vehicles crossing the bridge from Nuevo Leon. The effect of this will be that the bridge from Nuevo Leon and Texas will return to normal, effective immediately right now.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott speaking very declaratively and definitively, I'm making this decision. My decision previous is now null and void because I effed up. That's what Greg Abbott's saying, but he's trying to say with this different kind of energy because his enhanced truck inspection stunt that he's pulling to jam up supply chain lines coming to the country has gotten some bipartisan condemnation, and now he can't hold on to it any longer. But one of the few people that was on it from the beginning was a Democratic candidate for governor, so you can imagine why he was all over it, Beto O'Rourke, and he was standing in front of the lineup, and he said this.
This backup that you see that's been going on now for almost a week is not just a function of being on the border. It has a lot to do, and in fact, it has everything to do with the governor of the state of Texas, Greg Abbott, who has mandated an inspection for each one of these trucks coming north into the United States by the Department of Public Safety. Those are the state troopers, to supposedly increase security at the border. But all those troopers can do is look at the tire pressure. They can look at how the engine of that truck is running. They can perform a safety inspection on the vehicle itself, but they're unable to actually look at the cargo to see if there's any trafficking of illegal drugs or human beings for that matter. So it's a political stunt.
It's a huge political stunt, as Beto O'Rourke said there. And also, remember that point that he talked about is what they actually could inspect. So the slowdown of all of this traffic and all of these products coming in is to inspect surface outside portions of the truck. So the things that they even said that they were looking for, they can't even look for. So again, it's an empty political stunt. Let's jump down to graphic 3, guys, on this, because there's more details about this went down. Abbott had previously said that the goal of the new inspection program was to seize narcotics and stop undocumented migrants from crossing into Texas. But neither Abbott nor the Texas Department of Public Safety could point to any drug seizures or encounters with undocumented migrants when asked Wednesday about the success. Instead, they pointed to hundreds of vehicle safety violations. Is that what Greg Abbott was talking about? Was it the vehicle safety violations? Is that why he's jamming up things like that? Or is he sabotaging the situation that could happen with many of our products and goods coming in so they can continue to talk about, look how empty the shelves are. You gotta vote us in. You're in office, bro. They're acting like there's no Republicans in office and they have no influence over what's happening with this legislation. So really quickly before you jump in here, David. Also, Texas Agriculture Commissioner, his name is Sid Miller, and he's a Republican. So Beto O'Rourke was not the only one that was going after Abbott on this. He said this, Miller, he's a Republican also, just like Abbott. He said that the governor's 6-day-old program of heightened vehicle inspections at the Texas-Mexico border crossings is strangling commerce and doing nothing to curb undocumented migrations. He says, not solving the border problem, it is increasing the cost of food and adding to supply chain shortages. Such a misguided program is going to quickly lead to $2 lemons, $5 avocados, and worse. So there it is, Republicans sabotaging the country, hurting their constituents so they can then tell those constituents, hey, vote for us, look what the Democrats are doing to you. When are the Democrats gonna answer back?
So I love this story because it exposes both sides of the GOP, business interests and racists. And usually the two live in harmony, they don't offend each other, they're able to serve both. But here's a story where the racism went a little too far. And it only goes too far when it's impeding business. When it's impeding business, then there's an issue. And that's why he had to act to reverse this. Because ultimately, if it wasn't hurting business, he could have I think he still would have kept it going, even if it was just purely, a political stunt. It wasn't actually doing any real investigating or anything. He would have kept it going because he thought, it would help him. But here, because it's hurting business, he had to stop it. And this exposes just what the entire party is about.
Well, Sid Miller, as I was saying, he's the agriculture commissioner down there in Texas. Again, that leads to your point about the business side. He's like, wait a second. I'm the agriculture commissioner and we're screwing up what my job entails and what I have to oversee and what people then ask me later, hey, what happened, bro? It's its own political survival as well. So there is a point when the party does not become over the country because it's actually about Sid Miller's job. He doesn't want to look bad. So that's where we stand now. And it's again, to your point about the business, because Greg Abbott's other stunt was sending a bunch of folks over to DC in a bus. That didn't disrupt enough business, so it's okay for him to treat them like they're less than human and act like they're just gonna be dumped off in the streets and just scatter there. Well, that one continued, even though it looks just as bad.